Welcome, Raider fans, to the Raider Nation podcast. Welcome back, Raider fans. This is show number 9. Number 9. That's for all you Beatles fans who remember that song. Not too many of us left, I don't think. I'm Raider Greg. Yes, that's me. Yes, we'd like to dedicate this show, actually, to Jim Otto. That's going to be one of the topics of discussion today on the Raider Nation podcast. I got to give a couple shouts out, however. Shout out to my cuz, Natalie, who's out there in Raiderland. I'd like to have a shout out to Mila. It's her birthday, and I got from the 66th Street Mob, I got an email inviting me to her party. Well, Mila, thank you so much for inviting me to your party. I wish I could go, but I'm way out here. Well, I'm actually not too far from you, but I got 3 little kids of my own, and I got to do the dad thing, because Mommy's working today. But I'd love to go. It'd have been a great show. I'd have brought my kids with me, too. I'd like to remind everyone to visit Raidercast, Raidercast and RaiderRap.com, both of which have the petition that the 66th Street Mob, that's Grizz to everybody who, the Grizz is the president there. The petition is there for you to sign. It is a great document. Let me just tell y'all that this says it all. If you go to the games, if you're a true fan, and you pay attention to what's going on here with our Oakland Raiders, then you're going to want to read this petition because it hits you right at home. Everything about this piece of paper says it like it is and has some excellent ideas. I only hope the OFMA, Oakland Raiders, and the Alameda County Consortium and all those people involved will take a look at this document and see what the fans want, because I'm going to tell you, Grizz, this is exactly what the fans want. And I'm sure you've got a lot of coverage on it. We need to get out there and force. Come on, Raider fans. Let's not be apathetic. I know it's the off season. It's time to make some moves right now to try to influence what's happening at our stadium here in Oakland. Dig it? So do I. We need your participation. Contact the 66th Street Mob. You can contact them through that site, and I'll get that site for you that you can contact them. They're a great organization, as I've said before. I'll put it up on my webpage. Anyone out there want to get a shout out to anybody? Birthdays, holidays? Got to be Raider fans. And I'll shout it out to everybody listening to the podcast. I want to shout out to the Raider fans in Nevada. I know there are lots of them out there. I know you guys go and see the Silver and Black every time they play the Cardinals. And you actually Silver and Black out their stadium. Not uncommon for LA as well. You keep going, Raider fans. Got to wear your silver and black, because you know we're going to be back right to the Super Bowl. Topics for discussion today are going to be, we're going to talk a little bit about Jim Otto and his career. We're going to talk about my latest pet peeve, but a greatest pet peeve, which is the Hall of Fame rips. Yes, Hall of Fame rips. How Raider coaches and Raider players have been ripped off from the Hall of Fame, and there's just a few examples here, and I'll go over that when I get to the story. Once again, let me thank Dynamic Nation for setting up our website. Brother-in-law Big Al, yes, that's his name, Al, would enjoy your patronage as well. We thank Al for all his hard work, because without him, we just couldn't do this show. I'd like to thank my wife, Charmaine, I'd like to call her Charmaniac for producing the show. Without her, things definitely wouldn't be happening anywhere, if you get my drift. All right, we're going to get to Jim Otto now. Jim Otto is hurting right now, Raider fans. And if you haven't read, I mean, if you're a fan, you're going to know. But if you're not really paying a lot of attention, you might not get it. But Jim Otto is back in the hospital. He's had trouble with his right leg for some time. I'm not sure if it's a circulation problem or what exactly it is, but let me just tell you. Let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Otto, because that's how I should address him, because awesome is understatement for this guy. The only center in the NFL history to be in the Hall of Fame. Says a lot. 308 games as a Raider. 308 brutal, punishing, in the middle of all of it, games. He wasn't on the outside. He wasn't in the backfield. He wasn't running through the line. He was in it. And we got to just give it up for old Jim, because Jim put it down. Jim put it down. He was drafted in 1959, started a Raider in 60, and was a Raider till 1975. 15 years of Raider history. It's a whole lot of games. 210 consecutive games without missing one. In the middle of it. Jim Otto, center, Hall of Famer. Voted player that best exemplifies the spirit of the Raiders. Joined the Raiders organization when they returned in 1995. He's front office staff. You see him on the show, on Raider.com. He's not only is he a gentleman, you can just see it in him and see who he is, just that way, period. Personally, never met him. I've just seen him in many, many shows and clips and newsreels and interviews. I'd love to talk to him. I'm going to get to talk to him, I hope, pretty soon. Gentleman, says it all. If you guys have some comments about Jim Otto, please email me. I'd love to share them with the Raider fans out there across the world. We just want to wish Jim get well soon. I believe he's going to be out of the hospital and at home for a prolonged period. He'll be on some pretty serious medicine, and he's on antibiotics and yada, yada, yada. Long story short is, he's a really good guy, and we just have our prayers go out to Jim, and that's my phone. So, Jim, a hearty get well, and sorry about the phone interruption. That's what you get when you have a homemade, right down to the home broadcast. Okay, Raider fans, we're going to talk now about the Hall of Fame. First of all, let's just talk about the Hall of Fame for a second as a situation. The Hall of Fame is an institution that's supposed to be of champions. If you hear me, I understand you can hear me. Of champions. It is an institution that is supposed to personify what is great about the NFL. It's an institution, however, that has been corrupted by media's twisted slants, grudges, and all the other human aspects of competition. Aside from the football game that is pure, and the winner is truly a winner, and the loser is a loser. That's it. The W or the L. You guys know what I'm talking about. 1 point can separate the two. It's the same thing when you're talking about the Hall of Fame. We're talking about votes from the press. It's a complicated, convoluted thing. It reminds me of the BCS, which is the BS of NFL. That's my take. Because I can't help but get flipped out when I look at things like John Madden. Do you think John deserves a place in the Hall of Fame? Well, heck yes, he does. Do you think he's a national and international celebrity representing the Raiders? Well, heck yes, he is. What is he known for? Broadcasting and, incidentally, yes, head coach of the winning Super Bowl Oakland Raiders. Yes, of course. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. The personality himself. But you know who's in there? Marv Levy and Bud Grant. 0 Super Bowls. Let me say 0 Super Bowls. So I'll go back to that again. But here's another guy, Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch had better numbers than Lynn Swann. So somebody explain that to me. It must be, this must be like the Oscars. I mean, I really think it is. This is my personal opinion now. Just sharing it out to y'all Raider fans. Ray Guy, best punter ever in history. Period. Let's just hope Shane Leckler can follow in his footsteps. Here's one that'll surprise you. Ken the Steak Stabler. What is that, chopped liver? The finest 2-minute quarterback in history. Brought the Raiders back from more losing games than any quarterback. He was the most exciting quarterback to watch. And I think maybe he was eclipsed by this Joe Montana phenomenon, which was, I'm not putting Joe down. Joe is a great quarterback. But I think that the press, once again, is it a surprise, Raider fans? Is it a surprise? Heck no, it's not a surprise. They've been chumping us forever along with the refs. That's okay. When we win, we shove it down their throat. I don't mind. Tom Flores, 2 Super Bowls. What do you got to do to get in the Hall of Fame? As a Raider? Who knows? I guess you got to kiss a lot of rear ends. Big Al Davis is in there, but he got in there before things got corrupted. They had actually had good sports writers back in the day who were influenced by so many, funky and defunct situations. Lester Hayes, T-Rex in pads, with his legendary squatting pose. Do you think he might make the Hall of Fame? He was a first runner-up. I guess that says a lot. But look at his competition. He was the guy. I'm not even going to go there. You already know. I went last show. Listen to the last show. You'll hear the whole story about Lester Hayes. What a gentleman. One of the top 2 cornerbacks, in my opinion, in Raiders history and in history, period. Here's one for you. Jim Kelly gets in before Stabler or Plunkett. That says a lot for the Hall of Fame. Jim Kelly, better quarterback than Plunkett or Stabler. Kelly never even had the tough competition Plunkett had to play against twice. He had to face Dan Fouts a year. Beat him both times. Dan Fouts. There's another name. Yeah, Jim Kelly, between Jim Kelly and Dan Marino, that are both in the Hall of Fame, they lost 5 Super Bowls between the 2 of them. And they're in the Hall of Fame. Can somebody please email me and explain that to me? Because frankly, I don't get it. And if I had a vote, I'd vote justly. I'm telling you right now. nothing to take away from Jim Kelly. Hey, nice guy. Great personality. Dan Marino, great records. Deserved to be in the Hall of Fame just for the numbers that he put up. Absolutely. Lost 5 Super Bowls between the two. Plunkett, 2-time Super Bowl winner. Stabler, 1-time Super Bowl winner. Their record speaks for themselves. Their play, tenacity, spirit of the game. I mean, anyone who knows the Jim Plunkett story, come on. You don't think that he deserves, from where he came from to where he ended up, to be in the Hall of Fame? Well, Raider fans, I know you know exactly what I'm saying. Hall of Fame is like the Oscars, just like I said, and that's about the size of it. I just wanted to voice that out because I just came across me last night. I was thinking about a show, and I'm thinking, you know, what really works me up, because I want to do a worked-up show today. I wanted to get worked up and get you worked up and flipped out about this kind of stuff because it blows me away. And I hope you're as flipped out about it as I am after you listen to those facts. Make you a better Raider fan, I hope. I hope you enjoy listening to the show. I enjoy doing the show. And I hope you continue to tune in to all Raider broadcasts, because Raider fans, if you haven't noticed, where is your Raider information? Is it at your fingertips? Well, heck no. Is it in mainstream media? Well, heck no. I'll tell you where you have to find Raiders information. You have to dig deep and you have to dig long. You have to dig a long time and you have to look at obscure places to find what's happening. There's some great sites out there which we will have listed on the Raider Nation podcast.com. But I want you guys to know, you know, KMBR is a Giants station, Giants affiliated. What do you think? Did they give us any, you know, props? They did our games. They had Greg Papa, who really didn't want to do the show. He did it because he was afraid he was going to lose his job. But, you know, this is, you know, all media stuff. But I just want you guys to understand that all the podcasters, all the small broadcasters, you know, RaiderRadio.net, all those sites that have DJs or jockeys or whatever you want to call us, commentators or, you know, Monday morning quarterbacks, whatever you want to say. We're getting the information out to the Raider Nation, and the Raider Nation deserves it, and that's why. We are filling the void in the stream, Raider fans. We are filling the void in the Raider news in the off season when other teams are out there in the news, and the Redskins and the Colts, you're hearing blah, blah. Well, you're going to get your Raider information right here and any other Raider.com or .net. There's a lot of us out there. I'm going to be listing more of them on our site, and I will be shouting out to more of them as I find them where I can. Until then, support all the small broadcasters. I don't mean by monetarily, I just mean by listening in, because I think you'll glean more and be a better fan and be able to really talk about your Oakland Raiders. Thank you, Raider fans. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. Have a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day here in Northern California. Goodbye.